The Munsters remains an unforgettable part of our collective memory, a story centered on a family of monsters who, in truth, loved one another more deeply than many ordinary families ever could. Yet behind the heavy layers of makeup lay real lives filled with dramatic highs and lows. Some actors who could never escape the shadow of their iconic roles, others who were forced to keep working simply to pay off debts, and still others who showed remarkable courage in overcoming adversity to preserve their legacy. 1. Fred Gwynne. As Herman Munster, a Harvard mind beneath layers of rubber. In the world of the Munsters, Herman Munster is a clumsy yet deeply loving father, a humanized version of Frankenstein's monster. To bring this iconic character to life, Fred Gwynne sacrificed an extraordinary amount of physical effort and perseverance. Standing at an imposing 6 feet 5 inches and holding a degree from the prestigious Harvard University, Fred carried the elegance and intellect of a true artist. Yet each day on set, he endured hours of preparation to wear a costume weighing nearly 22 kilograms of foam rubber, along with massive platform shoes and heavy makeup. The suffocating heat under the studio lights within that suit was nothing short of torment. But Fred transformed that physical discomfort into joyful laughter through his masterful physical comedy. The struggle to escape the shadow of the monster. The overwhelming success of Herman Munster became, paradoxically, a curse for Fred Gwynne's career after the series ended. For decades, the natural talent of a Harvard-trained actor was overshadowed by the image of a pale green monster. Directors and casting agents in Hollywood often turned him away, admitting they could only see the monster's forehead rather than the actor beneath it. Determined to reclaim his identity, Fred worked tirelessly in theater and authored children's books, striving to prove his range. It was not until 1992 that he achieved a remarkable comeback, portraying a stern judge in the acclaimed film My Cousin Vinny. This performance re-established his reputation and reminded the world that behind the makeup was an artist of profound depth and subtlety. A heartbreaking farewell as recognition returned. Tragically, just as he had begun to reclaim his place in Hollywood, fate intervened too soon. Only a year after the success of My Cousin Vinny, Fred Gwynne passed away from pancreatic cancer on July 2, 1993, at the age of 66. Looking back from 2026, a legacy of resilience and artistry. Today, in 2026, audiences remember not only the towering Herman Munster with his unmistakable laugh, but also a resilient and dignified Fred Gwynne, a man who spent his life battling typecasting and physical hardship to bring joy to millions. He stands as living proof that a true actor can shine even when hidden beneath layers of rubber and constraint, leaving behind an indelible mark on the history of television. 2. Yvonne DiCarlo, as Lily Munster, a Hollywood muse and the quiet sacrifice behind the makeup. Before becoming the elegant monster mother Lily Munster, Yvonne DiCarlo was already a radiant Hollywood star. With her striking beauty and magnetic presence, she had taken on leading roles in classic cinematic masterpieces, most notably as Sephora in the epic film The Ten Commandments. Yet the turning point that led her to the Munsters did not come from artistic ambition alone, but from a deeply personal family tragedy. Her husband, stuntman Bob Morgan, suffered a devastating accident on set that resulted in the loss of a leg and permanent disability. Faced with overwhelming medical expenses and the threat of financial ruin, this Hollywood muse set aside her silver screen glamour to accept an unusual television role, one that required pale makeup, stark black and white hair, and a complete transformation of her image. The heart of the Munster family, on screen and in real life. In the series, Lily Munster embodies elegance and serves as the emotional anchor of the family, keeping their unconventional household warm and harmonious. In real life, Yvonne displayed a similar strength of character. After her divorce in 1973, she took on the responsibility of raising her 2 sons on her own. She never complained about leaving behind glamorous roles to portray a comedic horror character. On the contrary, she devoted herself fully to the role, shaping Lily into a multidimensional wife and mother, bringing balance and grace to Herman Munster's clumsy charm. The final chapter of a legend. In her later years, Yvonne De Carlo chose a quiet and private life. She passed away on January 8, 2007, in California due to heart failure at the age of 84. Her passing marked the end of a golden era, an era in which true Hollywood stars carried an enduring sense of elegance, regardless of circumstance. Looking back from 2026, a legacy of grace and sacrifice. As we reflect on Yvonne De Carlo's journey in 2026, audiences admire not only her exceptional acting talent, but also her profound sense of sacrifice. She proved that a woman's true brilliance does not lie in dazzling gowns on the red carpet, but in the strength to carry her family through life's fiercest storms. Lily Munster remains an enduring symbol of unconditional love, a beauty that transcends even the most unconventional appearances. 3. Al Lewis, as Grandpa Munster the chaotic wizard and a heart fueled by political fire. If Fred Gwynne was the warm heart and Yvonne De Carlo the elegant soul, then Al Lewis was the explosive energy that brought chaos and endless laughter to the Munster household. As Grandpa, a cunning, centuries-old vampire constantly tinkering with bizarre experiments in his basement laboratory, Al Lewis created an unforgettable character, complete with a flowing black cape and an ever-present cigar. Yet behind that pale makeup was a man whose real-life story was even more vibrant and dramatic than any script Hollywood could produce. A rare devotion to his role and a sharp entrepreneurial mind. Few actors have ever embraced a character as passionately as Al Lewis did with Grandpa. He loved the role so deeply that he often wore the costume long after the show ended, appearing at fan events, radio programs, and public gatherings for decades. For him, it was never just a job, it became part of his identity. With keen business instincts, he leveraged that popularity to open an Italian restaurant called Grandpa's Belligent in Greenwich Village, where he would personally greet and entertain guests, embodying the role of a grandfather not just on screen, but in real life. A tireless political activist. What truly set Al Lewis apart from many of his peers was his unwavering commitment to social and political causes. He was a passionate activist who consistently advocated for the rights of workers and prisoners. The pinnacle of his political journey came in 1998, when, at the age of 75, he ran for governor of New York as a candidate for the Green Party. Although he did not win, his campaign made headlines when he insisted on appearing on the ballot as Grandpa Al Lewis, a powerful statement of how he used his artistic identity to serve genuine political ideals. A farewell without regret. Al Lewis passed away peacefully on February 3, 2006, at the age of 82 due to natural causes. He left behind a remarkably rich life, having worn many hats: actor, psychologist, restaurateur, and political figure. Looking back from 2026, a legacy that defies time. As of 2026, the image of Grandpa Munster, with his mischievous grin and piercing eyes, remains vividly alive in the hearts of audiences. Al Lewis taught us that age is merely a number, and that a truly fulfilled life comes from pouring passion into everything, from art to social ideals. He didn't just play a wizard on screen. In many ways, he cast a spell on his own life, transforming it into an enduring and inspiring legacy. 4. Beverly Owen and Pat Priest, as Marilyn Munster the Ugly Duckling, in A Family of Monsters. Within the eccentric Munster family, Marilyn Munster stands as a delightful paradox. She is the only one blessed with conventional human beauty, yet she is pitted by her own family as the unfortunate one, lacking pale green skin, stitches, or any monstrous features. This uniquely ironic role was portrayed by two different actresses, each bringing her own distinct path in life. Beverly Owen, leaving fame for The Call of the Heart. In the first 13 episodes, Beverly Owen laid the foundation for Marilyn's character. With her gentle beauty, she perfectly captured the quiet isolation of a normal young woman surrounded by an unconventional family. However, just as her fame was beginning to rise, Beverly made a surprising decision for that era. She left the show to get married and moved to New York in pursuit of a simpler life. Stepping away from the spotlight, she followed an academic path and became a respected history professor. She passed away in 2019 at the age of 81, remembered as a woman of conviction, one who chose love, knowledge, and authenticity over fame. Pat Priest, a seamless successor and a resilient spirit. After Beverly's departure, Pat Priest took over the role for the remaining 57 episodes, becoming the Marilyn Munster most audiences would come to recognize. She not only preserved the character's charm, but also infused it with a lasting vitality that helped sustain the series. Following the show's conclusion, Pat chose a quiet life in Idaho. Her personal journey stands as a testament to remarkable resilience, as she bravely overcame lymphoma. 2026, the last living link to the Munster legacy. As of 2026, at the age of 89, Pat Priest remains the final surviving member of the show's main cast. Despite her advanced years, she retains her sharp mind and the radiant smile that once defined Marilyn. Living in Idaho, she continues to receive heartfelt letters from fans around the world who still cherish the memory of the beautiful niece of the Munster family. Her presence today is not only a gift to her loved ones, but also a living bridge that keeps the legacy of the Munsters vividly alive in the hearts of generations. 5. Butch Patrick, as Eddie Munster the werewolf boy and a journey of redemption. In the memories of millions of viewers, the image of young Eddie Munster, with his pointed ears, velvet black outfit, and his beloved doll Woof Woof, remains an inseparable part of the Munster family. To land this iconic role, Butch Patrick, then only 11 years old, had to outperform more than 500 other children in a highly competitive audition process. With his natural mischievous charm and expressive acting beneath the werewolf makeup, Butch transformed Eddie into a character that beautifully bridged two worlds, the bizarre universe of his monster parents and the universal longing of a child to belong, the spiral of addiction and a fight for survival. However, early fame often comes with a heavy price. After the series ended, Butch Patrick faced a harsh reality. He struggled to find roles significant enough to escape the shadow of Eddie Munster. Like many former child stars of his era, he fell into a long battle with alcohol and substance abuse that spanned decades. As if that were not enough, fate dealt another blow when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Yet, through sheer determination and a deep desire to reclaim his life, Butch achieved a remarkable turnaround. He successfully became sober in 2010 and overcame cancer, opening a new and hopeful chapter. 2026, the keeper of the Munsters legacy. As of 2026, at the age of 72, Butch Patrick is not only living a healthy life, but has also become a devoted ambassador for the legacy of the show that made him famous. Rather than running from or denying his past, he has chosen to embrace and celebrate it. Today, he owns replicas of the show's iconic vehicles, including the Munster Coach and Dragula, which he proudly drives to major events across the United States. At fan conventions and cultural festivals in 2026, Butch Patrick appears with a warm smile and genuine enthusiasm. He shares his life story, from the heights of fame to the depths of addiction, and ultimately to redemption, to inspire others. To audiences, he is no longer just the boy who played Eddie Munster, but a living testament to the idea that light can always be found, even after the darkest chapters of life. 6. Harvey Korman, a master of comedy and his memorable guest appearances. Among the many stars who passed through the iconic home at 1313, Mockingbird Lane, Harvey Korman stands out as a name that cannot be overlooked. Before becoming a legendary comedian and earning 4 prestigious Emmy Awards, Harvey brought his natural talent to the Munsters through 3 different guest roles. With his remarkable versatility and exquisitely expressive facial performance, he created moments of refined humor, playing off the Munster family with perfect comedic timing. Even with limited screen time, his appearances left a lasting impression. Harvey Korman's career would later flourish brilliantly, solidifying his status as a true icon of American comedy. He passed away in 2008 at the age of 81 due to complications from a ruptured abdominal aortic aneurysm. Though he is no longer with us, the laughter he brought to audiences, whether through brief guest roles in the Munsters or his unforgettable performances on The Carol Burnett Show, remains an invaluable part of television history, proving that for a great artist, no role is ever too small. 7. Jane Withers. From 1930s child star to an enduring legend. In the history of Hollywood, Jane Withers stands as a remarkable figure, one who once shared the spotlight with icons like Shirley Temple during the 1930s. By the time she appeared in the Munsters, she brought with her a wealth of experience and the stature of a true A-list star. Her presence added a unique gravitas to the series, serving as a testament to the enduring vitality of a genuine artist, someone capable of shining brilliantly at every stage of a long and evolving career. She passed away in 2021 at the age of 95, closing a chapter that spanned nearly a century of dedication to the arts. Her passing marked the quiet end of one of the final living links to Hollywood's golden age. Yet as of 2026, the image of Jane Withers, energetic, intelligent, and sharp, continues to command deep respect. She was not merely an actress, but a symbol of professionalism and unwavering passion, leaving behind a priceless legacy for generations of performers to come. 8. Paul Lynde, as Dr. Edward Dudley, a sharp-tongued smile, and the loneliness behind the screen. Among the supporting characters of the Munsters, Paul Lynde left an unmistakable mark with his portrayal of Dr. Edward Dudley. Known for his biting wit, subtle sarcasm, and unmistakable vocal tone, he brought a unique comedic edge to every scene. His encounters with the eccentric Munster family often resulted in delightfully absurd situations, elevated by his impeccable timing and quick, expressive delivery. Whenever Paul Lynde appeared, the energy of the scene immediately became sharper, livelier, and irresistibly entertaining. Yet behind the laughter he brought to audiences lay a life shadowed by personal struggles and quiet sorrow. Paul Lynde endured years of psychological pressure and deep loneliness, realities that remained hidden beneath his on-screen charisma. In 1982, this gifted performer passed away alone in his home at the age of 55, following a sudden heart attack. His untimely death was a profound loss to the world of comedy. Although his real life carried many somber notes, the image of Dr. Dudley, witty, sharp, and endlessly amusing, remains a cherished memory. It stands as a reminder of an artist who gave everything he had to make the world laugh, even while carrying unseen burdens of his own. Conclusion. 1313, Mockingbird Lane, where monsters teach us how to be human. Looking back on the journey of the Munster family after more than 6 decades, we begin to recognize the unforgiving passage of time. As of 2026, among the core cast who once brought life to this iconic series, only 2 familiar faces remain with us. Pat Priest, Marilyn, now 89, and Butch Patrick, Eddie, at 72. The passing of Fred Gwynne, Yvonne DiCarlo, and Al Lewis has left vast, irreplaceable voids, yet the legacy they created continues to burn brightly, like an eternal flame glowing beneath the basement of 1313, Mockingbird Lane. The Munsters was never just a piece of entertainment about unusual creatures. It was a heartfelt anthem of acceptance and unconditional love. In the world of the Munster family, being different, whether towering like Frankenstein's monster, bearing the ears of a werewolf, or sleeping in a coffin, was never a barrier to happiness. Though the actors themselves endured many real-life struggles, from illness and financial hardship to profound loneliness, on screen they created a sanctuary of warmth, unity, and belonging. By 2026, in a world that has grown increasingly complex and fast-paced, the image of the Munster family still brings a rare and comforting sense of warmth. It reminds every generation of viewers that home is not a place filled with perfect people, but a place where we are free to be ourselves, no matter how strange or unconventional that self may be. And though the cast may gradually fade into the shadows of history, the love and laughter from that old, Gothic house will forever remain a guiding light, illuminating the hearts of those still searching for compassion, understanding, and kindness in this world.